Welcome everybody to another round with the Future Forecasting Group. I'm joined with Daz, Edward, Derek, Nyiam, and Dick. And we're going to be going through our feedback, seeing what the guys got from this, or sorry, not December, January, for the world events. And today's date is the 31st of January. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So, as you can see by the green check marks, we had some corroborating news stories for all the major themes in your corroborated data. And then very little was, I couldn't find news stories for, but most of them we had matches in the news. So I'm going to go through these here in a second, just to kind of give you a rundown here. And then death of Jimmy Carter keeps coming up, so it may be on the horizon here, but okay, so explosions. You guys got a lot of explosions. This was, let's see, we got Dick, Derek, Edward, Nyiam, and Daz. All five of you guys got explosions. And we had this huge 21 hurt, a massive explosion at Fort Worth downtown hotel where it was gas suspected. And that's not to mention all the stuff going on in the Middle East and Ukraine. So definitely no shortage of explosions for this month. The plane crash and shoot down was interesting. We had two kind of big plane incidents this month. Um, I thought that this one was the best match for this data. We had the plane crash shoot down where so Ukraine accidentally blew up their own. Okay, this is just sad. Their own plane carrying 65 POWs. And you could see the footage there where somebody caught it on video. But that kind of matches the data that you guys got. We had the underwater volcano explosion, which we had that tsunami off the coast of Japan, or the underwater earthquake, which caused a tsunami. There it was from early in January. The Bitcoin ETF, we had Dick and Derek predicting that. And Edward, sorry. And sure, lo and behold, the Bitcoin ETF went through. Nice viewing, guys. So the continuing conflict, Derek and Dick saw a lot of stuff going on there, especially with Russia and Ukraine and the Middle East. And of course, we've got, Russia's drones, missile targets. So yeah, you got the missiles, the bombs, everything you guys had in your session data here. Jets being scrambled. Dick and Nyiam both had jets in their data. And then we had Poland activating their fighter jets to protect airspace as Russia pounds Ukraine with missiles. Markets down from both Daz and Dick, and we had kind of a turbulent month, but the stock market ended lower after being weighed down by chip stocks, I guess. So Derek and Nyiam both had U.S. immigration problems, and look at what we got going on in Texas already. Texas seized part of the U.S.-Mexico border and blocked federal border patrol agents, and yeah, we've got a lot of drama unfolding right now. Winter weather events. Dick, I think you drew the map almost as the news showed it, which, you would think, okay, yeah, it's winter, guys. But if you recall, December last month, we were having a pretty warm winter here in the United States. And sure enough, in January, it kind of just, the cold snap hit. So that was a good hit.
Yeah, it was a record cold, too. It was like...
Yeah, yes, record. Archaeological discovery. Both Dick and Nyiam had something going on with an archaeological discovery. And here we had humans first reach China thousands of years earlier than we thought through archaeology. So that was kind of cool. Celebration ceremony. There was a surprise. Tens of thousands celebrate Denmark gets a new king. And here was the ceremony where people were lining the streets. So don't think that was on anybody's radars here, and you guys got it. So nice work. Then we had our Bitcoin predictions from last month, where you guys saw it going up at the end of the month. Or sorry, you dip at the end of the month, and there it is. There's the dip at the end of the month, just like you guys said. Non-corroborated honorable mentions. We've got our series of big events from Daz. Now, there's a lot of things that happened this last month that this could probably tie to, but I didn't see anything specific. So I kind of left this as no feedback just yet. So if you're, I'm going to open this up to our subscribers to say, hey, if you guys think that, and Daz even gave a nice little timeline here of when he kind of saw the things. And one of them has yet to happen here in early February. So for your research needs out there, if you guys have anything, let us know what you think this might relate to, because Daz is pretty good on this stuff. The Israel-Gaza escalation going too far. We had Israel's far right wants to move Palestinians out of Gaza, and there was a lot of uproar in the media about this. So yeah, there's a lot of uproar about what's going on over there, but this one kind of caught my attention relating to the data that was generated. The Bitcoin pump, we did have the pump that happened earlier in the month, so this is a hit. New Chinese aircraft. This is close enough, I think, but China released images and unveiled their third aircraft carrier. It's a next generation aircraft carrier. So it's an aircraft carrier for aircraft. So I want to give this one a hit because it's so closely related to what Daz was talking about. And the drones that you got, I know that you kind of drew spheres, but there was news about new drones that are changing the war. And I can kind of see the relation here. So I wanted to throw this up there for folks to consider. But drones were in the news, specifically a new type of drone being used in a new way. So I thought that was kind of cool. Angry male celebrity. It ended up being Al Bundy. And yeah, he was going off about being left out of a wedding. So yeah, he kind of just got red in the face, just like Daz saw. Nice hit there, Daz. Mad Science, we had IVF. Now, this one, Derek, I think might relate to something that's maybe not in the news, but what was in the news that I can see relating to it was this IVF breakthrough that could revive a nearly extinct species of rhino. So there may have been a double play here, like this and that, but because you're getting some kind of interesting things related to um, potential what disease X, maybe I'm not sure, but we're not going to see that in the news, I don't think. But I thought this related pretty or tied back pretty good. Immigration, using the immigrants as guinea pigs. Again, I don't think we're going to see this in the news, but I see it as highly likely and plausible based on everything we've seen. So, Derek, I think you're seeing the story behind the story in your data here. We'll have to wait and see. I hope you're wrong. No offense. BRICS nations strengthen. BRICS making good progress on their golden path. And there was a lot of stories that kind of talked about the BRICS stuff going on. So I thought that was a good hit. Crypto and blockchain expanded. Yes, indeed. And you specifically mentioned Africa, and they're talking about new applications to revolutionize Africa with blockchain. Auction house, historic sale. As you can see, there's a, what is this, a Picasso? Can't remember if it's yeah, it's a Picasso. And they did near record sales. So I had actually never heard of Sotheby before, but there they were in the news for this month. So nice work, Derek. AI and ML continued advancement. There were a lot of stories in here about this. And yeah, Forbes here is saying we've only begun to scratch the surface on AI's true innovative power. Newsom scandal of corruption. The news media kind of treats Newsom with kid gloves, but a lot of the local news in California is being harder on him than the national news. So there were quite a few stories of local news in California not happy with the policies and the way that things are going. So here's just an example, but definitely some scandal going on. Just hard to find in the national media. Ramaswamy takes the lead. So this one, I know that he dropped out. But what I think is really interesting is that he dropped out, but immediately joined Team Trump. And he's actually gaining popularity where maybe he wasn't, people weren't quite supporting him in the primaries. But now that he's supporting Trump and they've kind of came together and said, hey, look, we're not going to let a CBDC come if we're elected. So he may actually even be a VP pick. We'll see. But I think it's interesting that his popularity went up. So I just wanted to highlight this story, even though he didn't take the lead in the polls. Red, yellow lights in the sky. Uh, so here's the headline: Call the Men in Black. I thought I was seeing things. Baffled stargazers after mystery lights illuminate the sky across Ireland, and that was kind of big news over there. Supreme Court overturns Colorado. Now, this hasn't happened yet, but the Supreme Court did take up the case this month. So we will be seeing something. So stay tuned for next month. I just wanted to put this story up there to show that, things are tracking. We'll wait and see. Air traffic control problems. This was the other major airline incident. This happened super early in the month, and we thought this may have been the other one, but Dick specifically said air traffic control problems. And we don't have it here, but there was audio of the air traffic controllers trying to divert traffic of all these planes that were low on fuel after the incident where the Coast Guard plane was hit. And unfortunately, the crew members died. But yeah, it was a madhouse with the air traffic control. So good hit for Dick here. Ghost caught on camera. So I thought this was crazy. I know this happened back in 2019, but it hit the news this month. And this is in Hawaii. So and there's a video, guys can go check it out. I recommend seeing it just because it's kind of creepy. But you see this figure right here. This lady was running in a race in Hawaii, and you see this thing kind of appear out of nowhere, and then it's gone in an instant. And this is a screen grab of what it looked like, and it is just, yeah, gives you goosebumps. Maybe the stuff nightmares are made of. So yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. NFL surprise underdog, although they didn't go to the Super Bowl. But notice, let's see, Dick, you even said playoffs. So the Lions made it to the playoffs, and they almost made it, right? So
Yeah,
not
I said they'd perform well. I didn't say Super Bowl, but
exactly. Yeah. Yep. So they were a definite surprise underdog. So I want to say awesome hit there, Dick. Dark City skyline. There were massive winter storms that knocked out power let's see, where was this at? I think it was the Northeast United States. Yeah, eastern half of the United States. So that would have been a dark city skyline. So thankfully, it wasn't anything worse than that. Biden tripping. There are so many videos of him stumbling, but I didn't see any for this month. He may have another one coming soon. We'll see. But no feedback just yet on this one. Tick, your owl, man. This is crazy. New York has an owl that's in the news because it's living in the concrete jungle. And in fact, I think you said, Dick, when you did this session, you walked out and you saw it was on the news, right?
it was on the Korean news.
Korean news, yeah. And as you can see, it's up here on ABC as well. It's making headlines across the globe. So I thought that was funny. This high level meeting, the best that I can see this fitting is we had the Davos World Economic Forum with those guys scheming on how they're going to, screw us up more. But so yeah, I thought this was a really good fit for what you guys were seeing in your data here, Dick. Now this is another interesting one. I know you said EMF, but you notice how you said tower, right? Well, you talked about this. Yeah, there it is, tower, a beacon triggered. Well, Tower 22 is a base in Jordan where three U.S. troops were killed in an attack with drones and probably they're not telling us, but I wouldn't be surprised if they used EMF and radio frequency jamming technologies. So I think this is a good hit here, especially with the double play with tower being specifically mentioned, and the base is called Tower 22. So the bridge waterway damaged. Edward, you had this, this waterway, and a historic Bonnie and Clyde bridge collapsed amid a flood. So definitely was a bridge collapsing in the news this month. So nice work. Again, we're waiting to see what happens here. No feedback just yet. Postage price increase. Yes, it is. Let's see. This is from January 20th. The stamp prices are going up for forever stamps, now 68 cents. People buried in a wash. San Diego had a deluge of floods, homes and freeways. I did not see the death count, but I would not be surprised with the homeless problem they have in the tents. Notice how Edward drew a tent here, and San Diego's got a lot of those tent cities. So, yeah, it's kind of a sad story there. The Misfits, oddly specific. Media One buys majority stake in Misfits, UK outfit behind Sundance premiering Christopher Reeve documentary. So yes, the Misfits were in the news. Mystery troublemakers. This one kind of gave me goosebumps. I don't know what the order of the snake is, but Edward said Panama Canal. And look at this drop in Panama Canal traffic due to a severe drought, and it could cost up to 700 million. And there were other stories saying Panama Canal is worse than what people think. So is this being orchestrated by some group? The Order of the Snake, who knows? Nothing would surprise me these days. Hit and run. Nyiam had a good hit on this hit and run. This was unfortunately one dead and 12 injured in a terror attack near Tel Aviv, Israel's emergency services say. And yeah.
Oh, there was one that just hit the news yesterday and the day before, which was that they stole the lady's dog and she was on the hood of the car. And that was on every newscast.
Really? I didn't see
Oh,
that one.
let me find that really
Okay.
quick.
Yeah. When I finish this, we'll pull it up, Dick.
Okay.
I'm almost done actually. So we got missiles. So yeah, I mean you drew it almost exactly their name. North Korea fires cruise missile off the East Coast, Seoul reports. Thankfully, nothing, no booms came afterwards, but oil facility attack. So this was one that you did a while ago, Dick, but this Russian oil depot on fire after attempted Ukrainian drone attack. Really good hit for this. In fact, the image you drew is freaking, I mean, that's a spot on almost. Yeah. So,
Go back to Naeem's hit and run.
okay.
Okay. So look at that image.
Okay. I'll stop share so you can show yours.
And then this one was on everywhere that I saw it everywhere. Is this woman, her
Look
dog
at
was
that.
stolen and she's on the,
Yeah. Good find.
yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
just from the imagery,
Thank you, Dick.
yeah, that was good job, Naeem. Naeem gets the strange bodily injury crime stories
Yeah.
every time.
Okay. Let me pull this back up here.
The real life detective imagery.
Yeah. See, and I think I got maybe one or two more here. Yemen
Oh,
attack.
I interrupted you. I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
Oh, no, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, Yemen attack. This was from you, Dick. And yeah, US retailers against Iran backed with airstrikes Yemen after Red Sea attacks. So that's the last one. So yeah, you guys did really good here this month. Nice work.
I
Sean,
got one more here that may match the underwater explosion thing. Let me share real quick.
Another underwater explosion.
Yeah, this was a story that came out. Korea had tested one of their nuclear drone things here. This just came out in the news just a couple days, the 19th. Test underwater nuclear drone attack. So that could be what we were picking up on
Wow.
for the underwater thing.
Yeah. Thank you.
another one, Sean. On the bricks. I don't know who had the bricks stuff,
Derek, I
but
think.
but today in the news is, and this is like 5 hours ago, Saudi Arabia officially joins the BRICS alliance, and that's everywhere at
Wow.
the moment.
Man, petrodollar's in trouble. uh, you guys have any further thoughts on that? I thought you guys did really good work last month, and I know how hard it is, especially with we got two wars now, and all this crazy stuff going on, and you guys sit down and crank out this data, and it just keeps on coming through.
I think that story with the plane going down is still heating up.
Mhm.
And I did see an article where I'm pretty sure the article was saying that Putin is saying that it was shot down with a US made missile system. And so he's blaming the United States.
Oh man, I hope we don't get
So
dragged into this too.
that would fall into that category of that Ukrainian/Russian precious cargo element of the plane going down.
Yes, it would.
So that story is still unfolding.
Yeah, what more precious cargo than human life? Like,
Yeah, a whole bunch of POWs, like 20 or 30 of them, or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah, there was. I think it was 30 plus. Well, great. Yeah, thank you guys. And thank you to our subscribers. Let us know what you think in the comments. We always like reading through those and see what you guys have, especially for some of the things where we didn't find the news stories to match. You know, if you guys see things that correlate, please let us know, and just thank you. So check us out for the upcoming February world events here, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.